that's one reason. What else? It's payday. Do you have a job? You sound like it. Because most people, when it's payday, they don't sound like this.
Well, Saturday's payday.
Saturday's payday for you? All right. Well, for staff, payday, hey, Brian. For staff, payday is Friday. So we're going to have a big carnival fair, holiday fair. You can sell all your stuff from New York on Friday, which is great. It's a week before Christmas, and they should have a little bit of money, or at least think they do, because it's payday. So all that hard work that you guys did on Friday will come in very handy for the class after that. Now, what's happening in your buildings next week? Who's going on whole school trips week before Christmas? Justice? Equality? Equality? Yeah, I haven't heard much about liberty or unity or peace. Do you guys? I'll reach out because we have to find out, because next week we'll have classes. If you're on a whole school trip, go on your trip. Otherwise, come here for class, and it'll make all the classes a little smaller, which will help us work on those pitches. That I heard went pretty well? Yeah? Anybody who's more comfortable with their pitch after Friday? All right, I don't think that would have been Wednesday, so that helps me. All right, so we have some visitors today. We're actually officially starting class now. You might remember Jen when she came in, but if you guys would just briefly tell us who you are and where you're from, that would be awesome. We know Jen.
I'm the director of the Nifty New England, and I just came down here from Boston.
Cool. So you guys already know this because no surprises. Whenever we have visitors, we ask them to give us some feedback on what we do. So if you're not too busy writing your own, that would be awesome. That helps us get better. All right. So everybody look at the agenda. I wanted to keep your stuff on the board, seeing as we can't go over it until we have our fair. So your agenda's over here today on a piece of paper. If you don't have a competitive advantage, don't compete. So a guy named Jack Walsh said that. Your homework as usual, tell us what you think that means. Tell me 3 things about who Jack Walsh is. We'll go through the vocabulary, through the thing. We went through our visitors. And then let's think about where have we been. Because believe it or not, this is your 12th class. Does it seem like it? Yeah. Yeah? All right. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it to me, only because usually this is a student's 18th or 20th class by this time of year. So you're right where you should be, if anybody's feeling a little anxious about their pitch or what's going on, because we haven't had a lot of time together, right? The electricity went out for 2 days on campus. We couldn't be in the building. We've had PD days. We've had holidays. And here's the thing. After Thanksgiving, which was just only a couple weeks ago, it's over. So think about your school year a minute, right? You're off for, 3 days at Thanksgiving, and then it's the weekend. You come back in December, you're going to be off for a week. Next week's happy clappy. Oh my God, you're leaving for a week. Let's go on a whole school trip. Let's do advisory activities, right? Let's all get together. You come back after the break in January, you get another day off. Every Monday is speaker series, except today because we switched the schedule for our visitors. So it's 2 days a week. February comes, you're off for a week. March comes, it's kind of a long month for anybody in education. March is the long month. April comes, you're off for a week. And the competition, you present in class to find out if you go to the competition the second week in March. So we are not that far away. But that's the good news. We got lots to cover and lots you can do. So far, we've talked about how to get an idea. How does that relate to an opportunity? How do you know if it's a good opportunity compared to a great idea? What do you think, Sean?
Great opportunity is you can kind of seize the chance. You can't really seize an idea.
You got to tell me more, or somebody's got to back him up a little bit if you know where he's at.
Where I'm trying to get at is for an opportunity, when you have a good opportunity, you can take that opportunity. You can't if it's an idea, if I had a great idea, I can't just be okay, it's done, I'm going to do it. Like an opportunity, you can take it. I don't know how to really explain it.
All right. What does an opportunity do compared to an idea? Well, I had an idea today to get up and take a shower, and I got it done.
It gives you more of a kind of more, I don't know. I don't know how to put it in words.
Say that, all right.
Yeah.
We got to get there. So what's the one thing Brandon had you do last week when we were all together? Define your problem, right? Opportunity is going to solve a problem. It's going to create a need or a want. Or sometimes ideas don't always do that. So you got to connect that dot, right? Say, wow, this is a really great idea. It's January 3rd, and I think everybody out there would love a visit from Santa. I'm going to buy a Santa suit, and I'm going to go out January 3rd and make money with pictures of Santa. It's an idea. Is it a great idea? Is it a great opportunity, Sean? January 3rd? Christmas is over?
Oh, January 3rd. No.
All right. So we got to distinguish what problem we solve. Does it create a need or a want? And then feasibility. What's feasibility, Gabriel? Somebody help him out. It's in your notes.
How realistically something could be done.
Say it again.
How realistically something could be done.
Okay, that's fair. How realistic and how do we define or measure that, Liam?
Skills.
Skills.
Based on your skills, network, resources, and knowledge.
All right. Skills, research. Skills, resources, network, and knowledge. And the pitch, you're working on your pitches, and we talked a little bit, primary and secondary research, when you went out to get some information for your pitches. Anybody have some great data to give me on their business? No? Statistic? Look in your notes. You got your pitches. I want to hear it.
About about my business?
Yeah.
If one person in the U.S. bought a phone case that I want to create, I could be making $75 million.
If one person in the U.S. bought your phone case? Back that up a little. If one person in the U.S.
One phone case.
Oh, if every person.
Bought one phone case. Well, that owns a phone.
If every person that owned a phone bought a phone case from you, you would make.
75 million.
All right. So you'd probably be happy with the million if they don't all buy it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you got to remember, I wasn't here Friday, so I didn't get to hear your pitches. Anyone else have any data, statistics? Quote, how are you starting your pitch?
As many as 24% of the Americans will experience an allergic skin reaction at some point of their lives.
As many as how many?
24%.
So that's a data or statistic? Your hand should have been up. Uh-huh. All right. So that's a recap. If we look at, I got an idea. I think it's a great opportunity. I'm going to measure that and see if there's a problem in there that I can solve. Is it feasible based on my network, resources, skills, and knowledge? Then you go out and do some research. You start building your pitch. That's where we're at. So when I say wherever you are right now is exactly where you're at, that's what I mean by that should be where we're at. And I know you all have pitches because we made sure you stood up and said them on Friday, right? Is that painful for anybody? You're laughing. Was that painful? Brian, that was painful? You presented in front of 300 kids less than a month ago.
Yeah, this time I wasn't prepared.
Okay, fair enough. Good lesson. All right, so today we're going to move forward. You got where you're going. You got to start figuring out who else is out there. We call that your competitive advantage, your competition. How are you going to win? How are you going to win? Do you think competition is good to have? Yeah? Yeah, I'm so competitive. Like, it's just, I just get so intense. I'm so competitive. Anybody in here that competitive? Like, you just want to win?
Sometimes, depending on the situation.
All right. You got an example? Something that ever happened? Brian, yeah?
Yeah, so if I don't win a wrestling match, I don't talk to no one. I turn my phone off. I turn all my lights off. I go in my room, I fill up, and I cry.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I get that until I get it.
Conditions for my competitions. So, and if I win, I just party it out and brag about it.
You brag?
Yeah,
I'm going to throw this pen at you.
I'd catch it.
You're just like... It's your job to let other people tell you how good you are, right? It's never our job. Like, we already know. We don't have to tell people. It's their job to tell us. All right, so here's the thought. Who goes to the corner store ever in their whole life? Have been to the corner store? I'm thinking I should open a corner store across from Liberty on the opposite side of the block. Say it again? No, not as far over as Walgreens. Just right across from Liberty, right next to Chuck the Florist. Who thinks that's a great idea? Why do you think that's a good idea, Liam?
Because if you just set your prices like somewhat lower than the other corner stores, people are automatically gonna go here.
So it's a good idea if I lower my price.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else thinks it's a great idea? Andre, I want to hear from you today. You know that already, so just start thinking why it's a good idea.
It's closer.
It's closer. If you go to Liberty, if you go to Justice.
What if I just built it like smack dab in the middle? Like,
I'm going to the other side to check the floors. It's just it's the only space available. I think it's a great idea to put a corner store up. You think for people on this side of the campus, it'll be a less walk. You think price. Any other reason you would do this? Anybody buy a sandwich at the corner store?
Yeah, I'll do that. So more food.
More food?
Yeah.
Different kinds of food or more food? Or both?
Maybe more, because they only have like a select types of select few of sandwiches. So maybe a wider variety of sandwiches, and then maybe add on with like more food.
All right, so more selection, more local, by 10 feet probably. Different prices. Who would not? Who would be like, whoa, there's already a corner store right there. I won't build another corner store 1 block away.
There's another one like 2 blocks from there.
There's another one down the street. Would you build one, Kevin?
No,
Why?
too many competition.
All right. So got a corner store there. We got Walgreens a block away. We got another corner store 2 blocks away. So too much competition might not be good.
Yep, not much business.
Some people told me competition is good, right? At the beginning of this conversation. Yeah, you got to weigh it out. And it's based on a lot of things you guys are bringing up. Like what kind of selection do you have? What kind of prices do you have? Where are you located? So what we're going to do is put you in groups of 3. So how many? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Why I don't like Mondays, nobody shows up. Ah! All right, James, you guys over our team. Can you sit on the couch? Gabriel, you guys over our team. Why don't you just move your chairs over by the sink? And you guys here are a team. All right? So, yeah, you right here. You guys, you 6. You guys are team 1, Gabriel. Kevin, you are team 2. James, your team is 1. Remember your team number. 1, 2, 3, right around the room. You guys can. You guys just want to pull your chairs over here. Get yourself in a group. Thought I had initiative until I came to the Met. Move. 1, 2, 3 teams. All right, I'm going to hand this out. Team 1, you're going to start where it says Team 1. Team 2, you're going to start where it says Team 2. Team 3, you're going to start where it says Team 3. You're 2, 3. Just so you all know. Whatever team you are, that's where you're going to start. Get in a circle or something, guys. You're a team. You're going to fill out what brand you would use for the item on this list. I'm going to tell you the first one says bottled water. So if you're team 1, you're going to fill in what brand you would use for bottled water. You're going to go all the way through your list where it says group 1. All the way through your list where it says group 2. Your list where it says group 3. When you are done, you're going to pass that piece of paper to the next group. And then they're going to continue on with that column. All right? And then the third group, continue on with that column, and then you will give it back to your original group. Make sense? Awesome. Can I get 20 of those? I messed it up. I made wrong copies of stuff. All right, so you guys know just to do the first 3, right? Just the first 3, you know to do that? Awesome. All right, you guys are working on that. Questions? You got it?
We're deciding. What's a water bottle?
any water you drink, right? Like I drink usually Polar.
Tap water a brand?
It is not. Although the public utility that brings it to us would be.
Actually, if you prefer tap water, it's almost like that is also competition. in a sense.
Yeah.
But whatever. I forget, can they write the same? If one person wrote Dasani, can the other group
No,
write Dasani?
I forgot to tell them that. But when they switch, I will. Thank you. Thank you.
I forgot if
Yeah, no. That's great. It's on my notes and I didn't put it. Thanks, Lisa.
I'm used to Aquafina, so
Where are you guys at in this whole thing? I see it blank.
So
All right, that's all right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I just want to make sure you know what. All right, so when the next one comes around and you start filling in that column, you cannot use anything they used. So I forgot to mention that.
we're not using. So
No, you guys do yours, but when they give you their sheet, you can't use anything they used. I'll come back around.
So we do transportation sneakers game
Yep.
console. So yeah.
I do. What happened?
We messed up. We did like.
Oh, all right. Good. I'm glad I just stopped by. So yeah, just do your column.
Okay.
All right. All of them and just do your column for these three. It isn't really great, but do these three here. What brand you guys would use? Just one. Yep. You just got to come up with one.
Are you having them do the whole column?
Yeah.
3 rows.
It's going to be what it is. Yeah.
They'll need to work whatever they're working on.
Oh, great. Will you join this group? And they have a sheet. All right. So if you guys are done, you can take your list over there. But let me explain. When you get their list, just like the next group, you can't use anything that they write for theirs. That make sense? All right. All right. Everyone now has their original paper back. Lots of conversation. Interesting, right? Now I want you to look at your sheet of paper and as a group decide, circle the brand as a group you would most likely use or think is the best one. Give me one of your categories in the brand you chose.
A grocery store, we chose Sam's Club.
All right. What were your other two?
BJ's and Walmart.
And why did you choose Sam's Club?
Well, we figured since it was for grocery shopping, Walmart wasn't the best move considering that you can't buy in as much bulk as you can at the other two places. And everybody just kind of likes Sam's Club better in our group, even though after we all agreed on that, we all realized none of us have really ever been. Yeah, Sam's Club.
Well, that's a pretty good story on brand if you've never been there and you still think that's the best brand. That's interesting. How about you guys? What were yours?
For shampoo, we chose Suave.
Suave?
Yeah. That was Dove and Pantene.
Dove, Pantene, Suave. Who would choose Suave? Is that how you say it? All right, couple hands. Who would choose Pantene? Oh, a couple more hands. What was the other one? Dove. Who knows what brand their shampoo is?
Old Spice.
All right. So, what do you guys have?
We want to do all 3 of them, or just one of them?
Pick one and tell us what brand you guys chose and what the other two were. This was the most. This was the team with the most discussion. Can you tell? Like, oh, I don't know, team. Let's rally back. We got 3 to choose from. We're thinking.
All right, so for transportation, our choice was Ripta. The others were NBT, which was like a train station, right? And then Uber. The reason why we chose Ripta because like with the train station, we can't really go locally around Rhode Island. They only set to certain points. With Uber, you could go anywhere by requesting a place, but like it's gonna cost more money. And with Ripta, you can get a monthly for about $70. You can go anywhere, anytime you want.
All right. So Say it again, Chris. Or anytime they want. Who sets the price? We're not even there yet, but who sets the schedule? Yeah. Who sets the schedule for Uber? We do as a consumer. So lots of models out there. All right, come back to your seats. And let's really talk about some of these things that I just heard, because it's very important. When you start thinking about how you're going to win, what's your competition, what's your competitive edge, a lot of what we just heard has a lot to do with that. So what do you think that is? Like, what are things you were discussing to decide what brand was the best?
Feasibility.
You discussed feasibility?
I feel like what was more easy to us for like transportation.
Accessibility.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all right? We'll play off Liam. So how do you spell that, Liam? Something like that. So accessibility has a lot to do with competition, right? Some people think a corner store, literally, the size of the soccer field, which isn't even a football field. Accessibility. Of course we should have another corner store. It's just that much closer. What else? Say it again. Pricing, right? Price has a lot to do with competition. Do you think you need the lowest price for people to buy from you? No. And unfortunately, in classes, I've seen that over and over again. And then you know what people call it? Remember how we had the words on the board you can't say good, great, or awesome? Like we want you to define things? Another word we don't really ever want to use. So what's the word if something doesn't cost a lot? Cheap. Yeah, that's the word we don't want to ever use. I don't ever want to hear that again in here. Like it just makes my skin crawl. You don't want to sell cheap things, but what do you want to sell if you have a lower price? Affordable, inexpensive. All right, so price, but then again, you can also set the bar price higher if what? Better product, we're going to call that quality. All right, or maybe if I'm the only one selling something, can I get a better price? Yeah. I mean, if I'm the only one selling, here's what the E-Center does every time we have an event. If we would have had the carnival and the holiday fair, we have exclusive rights to anything on this campus where we sell water. So if food trucks come in for a lot of the staff development stuff over the summer, rookie camp, what do you guys have? Has ninth grade coming in? Was infusion? Summer infusion, right? We get all kinds of cool stuff happening on the campus. The E-Center is the only one that can sell water. So who sets the price now? Right? But we make it affordable. But again, right, that whole thing about who has what. What else do you think? What else did you think about?
If you've actually been inside the store, you know, you can't just say, I want to go to Sam's Club, but never be inside Sam's Club.
But they did. They did do that. So what does that say about branding? This sounds good? Yeah? Hey, I'm going to put that on the board because I've seen some really crazy names for businesses in here. It's like, I don't even know what that is. Why would I shop there? Why would I want that? I don't even get what that is. There's a lot of made-up names in your generation, right?
Hey, my mom had a record, and the band's name was Oingo Boingo, so.
Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, that was a little odd, so names.
So name can either get you there out of curiosity, particularly if it's a band maybe, but, you know, food, I want to know exactly what the food is, right? Or, we talked about ketchup in here, right? Didn't I bring up ketchup before? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm only going to have Heinz ketchup. Like off-brand ketchup, I can't do it. I don't even know what the brands are. I don't want to know. So accessibility, price, quality. Accessibility is going to go along with location, 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 location. It's going to be hard to sell ice in Alaska. It might probably be a lot easier to sell ice in Florida, depending on how our non-climate change goes. Here's the thing. You guys come in, you see on the wall, the new thing we have on the wall out there from the Entrepreneur of the Year night, right? Hall of Fame. What's happening? Anybody taking a look at that when you come in? It's so noticeable to me. It's another one of those things that makes my skin crawl. It's peeling, right? So they got to come in and fix it. Think I want to ever use that company again? No, I don't. So that goes to quality, right? Like, you got to come through. We asked them to put that up 2 weeks before the event. They said, yep, we can do it. We are so confident. We are so happy that you can do this 2 weeks ahead of time, because we only ordered it 2 weeks before then, which isn't a lot of turnaround time in the signage business. We're going to pay you in advance. So we paid them in advance. When do you think they put the sign up? 2 weeks before?
The day before.
The day before? I would have been happy with that. The day of. And it looked like that, because you don't do things last minute, right? Think I'll use them again, I said? You said, probably not, right? So turnaround time and meeting deadlines has a lot to do with what company or brand I'm going to do.
Reliability.
Say that again.
Did you call it reliability?
Reliability, yep, that's great. Reliability, accessibility, priceability, all those things. So there's a lot that goes into thinking about how are you going to win, what's your competition, what kind of service are you going to have to make things happen for people? Are you going to meet deadline, right? The girls had a 65 sweatshirt order last week. The guy said he wanted them in 4 days. They had to say, like, they wanted that order, right? A couple weeks before Christmas, it was $350 net profit for them, 2 people, so divide that up, $175 each. They wanted that order, and I kept saying, I don't think you can get it done in that time. Go back, you got to let them know. Like, I've watched you guys, it's not going to happen. So they had to go back, and they were afraid, right, because they didn't want to lose that order. The guy's like, oh, that's all right, as long as I have it by Christmas. So they got it done 2 days more. They got it done in 7 days, so just over a week, right? So you got to be reliable, or you got to talk to your customers about what you can do versus what maybe you can't do, and that keeps you reliable. So those are some things to think about for your own businesses now, right? How are you going to win? What do you have going for you? For your location, your price, your quality, the name of your business, how you're going to meet deadlines, how reliable you're going to be. And start letting that marinate in your head a little bit. And we're going to look at, you guys know Wendy's up the street? And McDonald's. Who knows McDonald's? Who eats at McDonald's? Who's ever ate at McDonald's? All right. You know, I don't know if McDonald's does, but Wendy's has a $1 menu, right? What do they sell? A double burger? What do they sell for $1?
Bacon cheeseburger.
A bacon cheeseburger double? Or just bacon cheeseburger?
I think it might be a single.
A single? All right. So think about this. What's in that burger? Because they're not selling anything they don't make money on. What's in that burger that they can make it for $1 and make money that you're buying every day? Very hard. All right, what I want you to do right now is think about any commercial you've seen on TV with this in front of you. It might jog you to get some ideas down. I think of car commercials. What are you thinking about, Liam? Any 30-second commercial you've seen on TV? Wendy's? All right. Anybody else? So think about a Wendy's commercial. What is it? I don't even think I don't watch TV. So what's a Wendy's commercial? The 4 for 4. What's that mean?
The Holy Grail.
Do you know what a 4 for 4 is, Andre? All right, tell us what a 4 for 4 is. Besides the holy grail of all fast food restaurants, I guess.
You get a sandwich, a drink, fries, and nuggets for $4. Wow. Pretty good.
And they're still making money. What's in it? Who knows? I'm sure it's good for you. Brian's like, nah. Real meat. All right, so when you see commercials on TV, right? A Wendy's commercial, when you see a car commercial, anytime you're seeing commercials on TV, what they're selling you are features and benefits. And you'll see that on the front of the sheet, features and benefits. What would I mean by that? What do I mean by that, Ricky? What would you think a feature is?
Something that, I don't know how to word it.
Gabriel does. He's going to help you out.
Something that, like, say for example, Wendy's has that McDonald's doesn't, and benefits are like, what's the benefit of going to Wendy's and McDonald's?
Well, now you're kind of compare the two, and this is in front of you, so that's probably an easy, I don't know, but probably makes sense to do that. But right now I'm just asking about those two words. because I'm sure they both have features and benefits. It's not about comparing what one does or doesn't right now. So go ahead to that.
I was gonna say the benefit is that it's affordable.
Okay, so that would be a benefit, right? And it's affordable. So we go back to your how are you going to win? People might buy your product if it's affordable. Okay? Features are what that product has. So features are pretty much facts. We got this great 4-door van. Its doors swing both ways. Stereo system is awesome. The seats come out. Those are all facts, right? But if you ever watch a commercial on TV, look at all the stuff you can pile in this van. Look at how more comfortable the kids are. Look how much easier it is to open the doors when they slide. So benefits kind of sell that product. What's the value to that person buying it? And when you do your competitive advantage, you want to think about what's the value to people buying my product? What problem do I solve? What are those needs and wants that are going to get this person's mind to think they have to have it and spend their money? Where features are, here's what my product is, here's what it has. What are some features to your product you just showed me this morning, Layla?
It opens up and you can squeeze your case around your phone.
Yep. Did they all hear your pitch on Friday? All right.
I think most of them. I don't know who left.
I didn't. I'd love to hear it. You have it, or is it in the office?
It's not done.
I know it's not done. You shouldn't be done yet. You're right where you should be.
It wasn't even prepared for that class. I just kind of like spoke off what I had
All right.
in my head.
So tell us what you have.
So I have a case that is a stress relieving case where you just push on the sides of your phone and you can just hold your phone and squeeze it if you're feeling stressed out. If you're sitting like in the office before an interview, to help fidget. And it's something that is always on you. 300 million people in the U.S. have a phone. 2.89 billion people have phones worldwide. So it's something that so many people have, and if they had this, it would be accessible and easier rather than things like worry beads or squeezable toys. And it doesn't look as or sound as annoying, I guess. It's less flashy. It's just your phone.
So do you have any stats yet or data on how many people have anxiety or stress that would help?
No, the only really thing that I've looked at is worry beads, which were made long time ago by the Greeks.
Okay. So you're doing more research.
Yeah,
All right. So a benefit to that would be what? James, what do you think a benefit? Now she told us the features. There's this thing, if you push it, a little spongy thing will pop out where you can have a stress ball on your phone. What would be a benefit? What would be a value to that? All right. I'm not in your head. What wouldn't work, man?
Well, I was going to say, like, if you're in a meeting or something, you want to pull out your phone, but that seems kind of rude, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're like, stressing out, so I don't know.
All right. So benefit would be to help you if you're stressing out, if you're nervous, or so that's what happens when you talk out loud in class. You're going to get lots of information for your own business plan. Brandon's went over that. All right. So features, facts, benefits create value. Why would I spend my money? If I had a little red wagon, I'm in the class, I got this little red wagon. It's the best little red wagon you ever saw. It's better than Radio Flyer, if you're even familiar. Like, it's the best red wagon in the world. And I say, do you want to buy my little red wagon? You say no. Do you want to buy my little red wagon?
No, thank you.
What do I have left to sell, Giselle?
The benefits.
She said no to my wagon. I got no wagon to sell her because she already said no.
You sell her a ride.
So, right, you're onto something, man. I love it. You see where this is going. You got that vision, right? What are you selling? Are you doing your art? What are you doing for your business?
A clothing brand.
Clothing brand based with your artwork on it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you say, Jody, you want to buy this shirt with my artwork on it? I'd probably say no because I got 900 kids asking me that every other day. Most staff, you guys know this yet? Like, you got to find your way to twist it. Emails, whatever you do, it's got to be a little different because we get bombarded with kids all day, right? but I love your artwork. You already know that. You might want, you're like, Jody, don't you want to color up your wardrobe a little bit, right? Don't you want to, present yourself with this cool thing that reflects diversity?
Okay, actually the way I would sell it to you would be like, okay, you teach a class full of diverse students. So you should wear things that help reflect the diverse student body that you're teaching.
That's great.
Yeah.
See? Boom. So you sell benefits. If I just say, you want to buy my little red wagon, I got nothing left to sell. So start watching and just keep this in the back of your mind. When you watch commercials, what are they selling? Because see how many times they say their brand name in 30 seconds? And see how many times they actually say what it is compared to what it will do for you. All right? So my little red wagon might be, if we were in a traditional school, it'll carry your books, right? I might walk up to somebody outside and be like, oh man, you're a gardener, you can move all your plants with this. But if I ever just try to say, will you buy this, and someone says no, you just get shut down. Nobody likes that. Anybody been shut down? Yeah, it doesn't feel good. So keep people feeling good. Now, with what's in front of you, tell me, write down on your own, features and benefits of McDonald's and Wendy's. One is not better than the other. You're just writing the features and benefits that you think each of these fast food restaurants have. All right, everybody has at least a couple. I've walked around the room. That's all you need for this next exercise. The next exercise is that you all work for McDonald's. This is your boardroom. You are actually the board of directors for McDonald's. It's just the way it goes, man. You got out of college, they were going to pay you more. You thought, man, the world's all about money. You only really think that right when you get out of college. It's not. This is your board. You are all on the board of directors for McDonald's. Now, how many people want to be on the board of directors for McDonald's? Raise your hand. None? Wow. Well, half of you are going to be, because that's how the world works. It's just not always fair, but it works out. So from Gabriel to Sean, you guys stand over here. You guys stand behind your chairs over here.
I swear to God.
This is the best part, and it only lasts a while. You all get 50 cents.
Yo.
Take 50 cents. You might need more. Everybody take 50 cents, you'll need them. So don't be like, oh, I don't want to take Jody's money. Because guess what? I will get it back by the end of this exercise. Everybody have 50 cents? I had to stand outside for a long time to get all these quarters yesterday. It was cold, man. It was cold. All right. You are the board of directors for McDonald's. You all are. It's the deal, Sean. It's the activity. Don't worry. You all are. However, this team over here really does not want to see another McDonald's go up on the south side. Because right now, as a board, you're discussing, should you put a McDonald's up across from Wendy's 2 blocks from here? There's an empty parking lot right there across the street. And McDonald's is deciding, should we put a McDonald's up across from Wendy's? And you guys are saying, no, we should not. You guys are saying, absolutely, this is the best opportunity for McDonald's ever. It's not just a great idea, it's an opportunity because there's problems to be solved. All right, so now you're going to take your seats. This group is going to go in another room. Hang on a minute. You guys are going to stay here. And as a team, so make sure you're in a team when you do this. That's why you all have 50 cents. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Come up with points on why you should not. Come up with points on why you should. Think about what the other team is going to be saying when we all come back together, because we are going to debate. Should we have a McDonald's or should we not have a McDonald's based on the features, the benefits, the problems being solved, or the problems it might cause? All right? With your 50 cents, when you come back in the debate, as we continue to say this over and over again, you all will participate. These are your talking points. You get 2. No more? Wait a minute, let me look. No more? No less. So everyone will need to talk twice to bring up your point, or to counter the other person's point. All right? So you guys can go in there. Brandon's in there. He said he'll help you out. You guys are in here talking about why you should have a McDonald's across from Wendy's. Grab your 50 cents.
We're Team Cap all tonight.
They do, but today it's a boardroom debate. And people are so passionate. They're on their feet.
Sharing for good ideas is not allowed.
I had an advisor tell me once, it was the best compliment I ever got. The advisor said, how come every time one of your students in advisory wants to talk, they stand up? And I was like, that's beautiful. Really? They do? Why do you think that is? And they're like, I don't know, but every time. I'm like, so they will stand out. So when you find your little twist, what you're going to do more, how you're going to win, you got to start figuring out, what am I going to do a little different so people see my product is better, different, unique. All right. Don't do what I do. Put those chairs back. Stand back from your chair. All right. This is the McDonald boardroom. A big decision to be made today. You all got quarters. We will let this group go first, though. Somebody make a point. Oh, by the way, let's do this again. You're going. You're all going. All right.
So my first point would be that we would choose not to put McDonald's in that location because we just simply feel there's too much competition.
Any rebuttal? All right, Chris. Hey, can't pay if you don't know. No pay if you don't know what to say.
Oh yeah.
All right.
The more McDonald's we have, the more money we're gonna make.
Fair
The more
enough.
Burgers will sell.
Oh, I want to go.
If we move to that spot over there, Wendy's is an upscale, more bougie restaurant, a fast food restaurant. So if you move right there, you have to have a more upscale McDonald's.
You keep rebuttaling. Okay.
That costs more money than, than you make it.
Only his hand was up for the
Oh,
first
my bad,
time in
my
5
bad, my
weeks.
bad.
I want to cry. I'm so happy. No pressure, Andre. All right, what are you gonna say?
People will get tired of eating Wendy's, and there's a bunch of schools around, and also, so we could make a lot of money with that.
So there's more schools around?
Yeah, more schools in the hospital.
All right. I'll go here.
All right. I have to say, what I have to say against that is that, yeah, there's a lot of kids, customers that could come to our store, but there's Wendy's that they've been there for so long that they're used to it, they're loyal, so it's going to be hard for them to accept changes.
His hand went right up over here.
People want something new every here and there, so they're gonna get tired of eating Wendy's every time.
All right. So new, what do you add to that? New, what do you mean?
It gives you more of a open,
Oh,
more of a variety of food.
All right, more variety. Anybody? All right, Ricky.
We don't have the deal. Wendy's.
I need a quarter, man. Tell them, not me.
We don't have the deal Wendy's has. You what? We don't have the deal Wendy's has.
Oh, I think you want to add to that, Ricky.
How are you guys prepared to compete with the 4 for 4?
With what?
With the 4 for 4?
Oh, all right. Liam.
The dollar menu is, it's a dollar menu. It's $1 instead of $4.
McDonald's has a dollar menu?
So it's the same thing. Not realistic. Not everyone's trying to get full piece.
Whoa, who's talking? I need your quarter. Stand up, Chris. Stand up. We're up on our feet.
I don't want this quarter no more.
Then
That
say
was
what
my
you.
opinion. That was
No, that's fine. Just say what you said.
I forgot what I said.
What did he say?
Oh, $4. Yeah, that's too much money.
$4 is too much money, so a dollar menu serves your customers better. Thank you, Chris. That was worth a quarter. Anybody over here? All right.
The thing with Wendy's is that they have more options of different types of drinks. Like if you want Coca-Cola, cherry, Sprite, cherry.
Got some more drinks.
Stand up, Chris.
Drinks are just one thing. We have more options of food. We got salads to give. We got food for kids. We got Happy Meals. We're selling Happy Meals.
Anybody over here? All right, Sean.
You
say you have variety, but you guys actually took off a lot of things. You don't have the McRib. You don't have
Wait, you guys, you're McDonald's, man.
we took off a lot of things. We don't have the McRib. We don't have the spicy chicken nuggets. We don't have Szechuan sauce. Okay, so took a lot of things out.
All right, James.
It's coming back.
What do you got?
McDonald's.
Tell them, not me.
Yo, why only get 2 quarters, Jody? Come on now.
Ah, you'll know why.
McDonald's
Come back over here, though. You're still in the game. This is your team.
McDonald's provides all-day breakfast now, so that makes up for a lot of things that they got rid of.
Anything? Okay, Gabriel's in. Yay.
Not a lot of people can actually go to the breakfast thing because they're too busy because it's so big place and McDonald's.
He's in.
We're connected with Uber Eats. So you just type in what you want and we deliver it.
Yeah, but you're talking about.
Oh, you got a quarter? Oh, thank you.
You're talking about a location, so if that was the case, why would this specific location be of importance if you're talking about delivering?
I gotta tell
It's closer to more houses, therefore you will spend less money on mileage with Uber.
Okay. Anything over here? All right.
How are we going to be all that different from like any other fast food place in the area? Because we have Burger King nearby and we also have Wendy's. And I don't know how many different variations of fries we can give these kids.
Wow, watch this. I'm so confident in this guy. It's beautiful. I'm going to Liam.
Okay. If we're right across the street from Wendy's, McDonald's is yet to be accused of using horse meat. So that helps. Wendy's has been, which isn't good. So if you see them side by each.
All right. Anybody? All right, yes. Oh, Giselle's got a quizzical look on her face. A quizzical quarter. Oh! Woo! That's a stretch.
What makes eating cow more moral than eating like a horse?
I think we might tell you. They got to hear you.
People would want to support the wrong McDonald's.
Oh, nice. But he wanted. Yeah, I saw his hand first, Gabriel.
If we say like if you want to support the Ronald McDonald House, Wendy's has the adoption agency that you can support too.
Fair enough. Anybody?
With McDonald's Playhouse, it kind of acts like a babysitter so that parents can let their kids go play in a safe environment so that they can eat their food in peace.
Anything? No, come on now. That's a whole nother class.
I feel that when people go to restaurants locally around here, they're
You have any quarters? Put that away. Are you out of quarters? Yeah, you're out of quarters.
so like as students or people from the hospitals, so I don't think there would be a lot of kids there.
Oh, crazy talk. You got, wait.
He's got 2 quarters.
Her hands up.
McDonald's is more efficient, so you don't have to go wait in a big line to order. You can just order on the tablets that they have in the screens.
All right. She says, wow, I got
Wendy's has that too. They just put it in, you can just like a hamburger.
All right, where are we paying attention? Don't. All right.
Other than being near hospitals and like schools, we're also near daycares, so more things for kids and more fun, I guess.
All right. All your quarters gone? Oh, look at Kevin, man. He's been holding out. Ricky, you got a quarter left, right? Gabriel? Anything here? Chris, Chris, you're a beautiful man. All right. Anything?
Yeah, I'll just say something.
Good.
So
Good answer.
Since we're across the street from Wendy's, for students that are coming to go eat to go eat at fast food, it's going to take a much longer time to get to McDonald's. And if they come back late, they're going to get in trouble by the teachers or advisors or anyone.
Okay.
We don't want the kids to get there in trouble just because of us.
Fair enough.
That's money they can get in trouble.
it's just like
Reinforce your point. Rein-
if so they don't go back late to school, we have Uber Eats that delivers the food to the student or to the staff.
Not a lot of people have the whole Uber Eats thing, so sometimes you can't really go there. You have to go there. And some people get more money they have to pay in order to use Uber Eats.
You have a quarter? Oh, look at, she's like, yes, I do. Woo-hoo! All right, here it is.
It's the same distance as Wendy's, so it really doesn't matter.
All right. All the quarters are gone? No? You got a quarter? Who's got a quarter? James? Ricky's got a quarter. All right. What do you got?
You gotta give me a second.
All right, because we just gave you 10 minutes. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes and a second. All right. How about over here? You got any point? Who still has a quarter left? Yeah, you ready? Cristo, you're killing me. Be with your team, man. One team, one dream, Brandon would say.
You guys seem really angry now. You just need to chill out. If we go to McDonald's because we have more ice cream selection.
And happiness.
We have Oreos before you.
All right. You get the last word, man. People love the last word.
How much is it gonna cost us to put McDonald's there? And what's gonna be our return on investment?
All right. To be continued at the next board meeting. Sit down. Woo!
Give us like $5 in quarters.
Yeah, just for doing that, right?
I had a lot to say that I couldn't say.
We should have got 2 more chances to speak because I have not we had them, but I'm gonna just leave that in.
All right, so how'd that work out? Everybody had 2 quarters. Who felt like they said enough? Raise your hand. Wow, all right. No one felt like they said enough? That's beautiful.
That's Gensley's second quarter.
Oh, Gensley! You get the last word, not Ricky. Tell us something impactful to leave our board with before we transition.
Ricky was wondering how much the return on investment was gonna be.
You can say let's talk about it next time. You got to say it, though. Okay, what? Let's talk about it next time. No, they all got to hear you. Come on, man.
We'll talk about it next time.
All right. So who feels they didn't say enough? Raise your hand. All right. Who feels like they said too much? Well, that's all right, too. That's better. We might do this a lot because we continue, right? The last class I was in, and I wasn't here Friday, but I heard you did all stand up and talk. A big part of what we're doing, a big part of business, think about any business you went to. People talk to you. And we've got to get you to a point where you can do that on your own. So I introduced the quarters as a way of saying, number one, when you do your pitch, anybody remember the quote? If I had more time, I'd write a shorter letter. So if you only got 2 quarters, you might really think, what point do I really want to get across? What do I really want to say? Because I can only do this twice. So it's a good mindset for that and thinking about how are you framing your words? What words do you want to use and when? When do you think it's the most appropriate good time for you to bring something up? So you want to think about it that way. And then for those of you that are still maybe a little shy, or you can be shy your whole life. It doesn't mean you're not going to talk, because I've talked to 4 people in this class with their advisor. I'm not going to point you out. And usually another student has been in the conversation, and I'll say, do they talk like this on the track? And think about your own friends, right? No, you just talk to them. So we just want to get you in a place where things are conversational, because the real art to presenting your business plan is going to be presenting your business plan as if you're just having a conversation with someone. So it doesn't sound canned like you memorized it and you're just saying everything it says point by point, and then if I get off track, I got to go, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't it. So if you think about when you're in conversations with your friends, right, if you say, oh, I was going to, Wendy's, I don't go, oh, I didn't mean McDonald's, I meant Wendy's, right? So we just want to get you more conversational. And so a lot of standing up, a lot of talking in class, particularly here until about March, if you want to let that stay in your head a little bit. But as we did this exercise, and you were thinking about benefits and features, costs and benefits, what are some costs to a business? Because I heard a lot of them. And money obviously is the number, pretty obvious. But what are some other costs to doing business or starting a business?
Besides money?
Yeah, besides money.
Publicity?
Say it again?
Publicity?
Publicity? Well, tell me what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna start up a business, you can't start up a business and have no one know.
Promotion.
Yeah, pretty much.
So are you talking about spending money on publicity?
Well, yeah. Like,
Okay, so money is one.
flyers, websites,
Right,
things
all
like
money. So we'll say money. But what else? If you do your own website, what's the cost of doing your own website besides money?
that.
Time. And then if you don't know how to do a website and you have to pay someone else,
Laborers.
that's money, right? I'm paying somebody. Skills, is that a cost? It might cost me if I don't have the skill, right? Because I got to pay somebody else.
I mean, depending on how skilled somebody is, you may or may not be paying more. Just like
The wall,
price difference,
right?
yeah.
So you're onto something really great, right? If I had done my homework, because I got 3 friends that are graphic designers that have since told me not to use that company ever, but I didn't know that at the time, right? So research takes time. So you got to do research. The cost is research. The cost is money. The cost is time, the energy, the resources, right? A lot of people will tell you they make more mistakes in the first 5 years of their business than they do the next 30. The print shop will tell you stuff gets turned back all the time, right? So they got that's a cost to them of their resources, their time, their energy, their money. So there's cost to doing business. There's also benefits. What are some of the benefits of doing business?
Money.
Can be money. Man, if I'm Sam's Club and you've never been in my store, what's a benefit to this group? You just love my brand, right? Like that's a pretty cool thing to have that kind of outcome for that exercise, I thought. When I'm in business, I start a business, kind of what the Met's all about, right? You're all kind of in your high school business right now, right? Your high school career, we call it. What's a big thing? 3 R's. What's the 3 R's that we talk about? You guys know? Do this in a normal school. I'll say a traditional school. We're normal. What's that? Rigor. What else? What? Relevance. 3 R's right up there. Relationships. So a great benefit of having your own business or doing a startup is you build relationships with a lot of people. We call that your network. I think that came up. So a benefit is the network that you're building. Could be the money that you're making. What else? I got some. Yeah. Yeah, you're always learning, right? We hope no matter whether you got your own business or not, I hope you're always learning. Anything else? Profitability, we talked about money. Okay. So cost and benefit analysis, which is pretty much what you all just did in this debate, is a way that companies make decisions. They really sit down at their board meetings and say, what will this cost us in time, money, resources, energy? And then what are the benefits? What's our profit going to look like? What kind of relationships can we build out of this? What will we do to build our network? What kind of network do we have already? What are some of those benefits, right? Usually the bottom line for businesses is profitability, but if you're a startup, the benefit is you own it. You own it. That's a benefit. That's a great benefit. If you own your own business and you start becoming very successful, really you're probably going to spend more time because you don't even know it because you're going to love it, but your schedule becomes your own a little bit. You can bring other people on to do some of the work. So ownership is a big benefit as well. So that's the cost and benefit analysis. That's the way you can make decisions in your personal life, professional life. People do it all day long at board meetings. Just really weighing out the cost and the benefits. What makes the most sense? And then I keep coming back to why you. Like, how are you going to win? So I want you to write in your journals, why you? What qualifications do you have? And really think about that. You've had internship experiences. Some of you have jobs. You might have been a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout, or you're doing something in your church. What leadership opportunities have you had in your life to show that you could be a leader of a business? Why you? And think again about those benefits and those features, right? All right, so here's the most beautiful part. Like, I just kept seeing pens move and move and move. When you get to your business plan, they're going to ask you to do 3 things that qualify you to start your business. Entrepreneurs do more. So we never show up with 3. Entrepreneurs do more. And how many people already have more than 3 on their sheet? That's beautiful. Chris does. He just hasn't wrote them yet because we just talked about them, but that's all right. You all have them, which is awesome. So let's go around the room. I want to hear everyone tell me what your business is, your business name, and one thing that qualifies you for your business. Stand up when you talk. You know I'm looking at you? Do you know why? Yeah. Why? I was going to have you pick somebody, but if you want to go first, that's great.
I'm still working on my business name.
Okay.
Between El Plátano Majado and Carita Sabor. I want to cater Ecuadorian and Guatemalan food. I'm qualified because I am certified food handler certified. I have had an internship at the Mac Kitchen and I'm currently interning as a Son Bandit and we do catering there too.
That's it. Simple, right? Yeah. Entrepreneurs do more. She just told us 3. I asked for 1. I already love it. Hard to go first. Beautiful. So I didn't want to interrupt the person, bless you, the person that was going first, but now is the time we're listening to everybody. 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 hands, but we're not going to use them right now. All right, so who's next? All right, great.
So what was the 3 things I have to say?
Just one.
Just one?
Name of your business, what your business is, one thing that qualifies you.
Alright, so I'm still thinking of the name of my business, but I want to do something with like the galaxy.
I can't hear you.
I want my business to do something with galaxies, so like I have something cosmic.
Haja. That's what I hear.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was good feedback for you to do what?
Speak louder.
And clearer.
Alright, so I haven't thought of a name for a business yet, but I want to do something with the galaxy, so the name is Cosmic something. I still have to think of the second part, but like for what I want to do is like I want to make a clothing design or brand, something like that. But I want to do more of a for like younger people or young adults to put their creative minds into their own design.
Okay.
And I think it will work better.
What qualifies you?
What qualifies me is that after Wednesdays and Fridays after E360, I go with my friend to my old mentor who runs his own business, and I help him, and he teaches me some stuff on how to run a business.
Awesome. Thanks, Kev. All right, who's next?
My business is SWOT Business and Shirts. The name is Gentleman Central. I feel like I'm qualified to run this business and lead it because I had leading experiences with wrestling when I was captain, and most of my teammates were undefeated because I motivated them through the toughest workouts. That includes doing 6 inches while getting punched in the stomach by your coach. Also, I dress up a lot, and most people in my network that dress up tell me their struggles of dressing up, and we all relate. So I'll be able to solve their problems.
Great. All right. Thanks, Sean.
Alright, for my business idea, my business in general, I want to do basic automotive needs. So anyone who wants to learn about oil changes, change a tire, lights, anything like that, they can come to me. My name so far is McGonagall's Auto Lessons. I thought of something quick, but something I have is definitely teaching skills because I love to help, and knowledge on cars. So I've worked with a mechanic for a year and a half. So.
Great. Thanks, Sean. All right.
My name is Rashawn Booms, and I'm the CEO and founder of VG Auto Detailing. I'm the CEO and founder of VG Auto Detailing, and I find myself to be qualified because I took an internship at a car detailing shop.
My company is Lost Boys, which is a lifestyle clothing brand, and I think I'm qualified because I've had an internship at Bad Taste, which gave me retail experience as well as my current internship at American Trophy, which is teaching me a lot about like the more technical stuff, like actually making clothes and stuff like that.
Okay, so hi everyone. So my business's name is Represent, and the objective of my business is to give more representation to groups that are more marginalized in society through clothing. And I'm qualified because I represent a lot of marginalized groups myself, and I'm also like an active member of New Urban Arts, which is an art studio for high school students. And I've already done a couple of art sales myself. I've already had people buy my work, and I've already had people put in orders.
Great.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
My business name is iSpace, which I explained to you all a little bit earlier. I've had a lot of experience with stress relief because of my autistic brother, who uses a lot of different kinds of stress toys. I've also had a lot of experience with modern technology at my old internship, and I think I'm qualified because I'm very passionate and I advocate for a lot of things that I'm very passionate about.
I don't have a business name yet, but my business is going to be a clothing brand. I believe I'm qualified because I'm certified in customer service and sales.
My business name is Perfect Touch, and my business is going to be dog grooming / daycare, and I qualify because I've had an internship at a dog grooming place for 2 years.
Nice.
My business is a clothing brand named Unicat, and it targets inner city kids and gives them motivation and inspiration through fashion. And I'm qualified because I live in the inner city, I know the struggles, and I have experience in fashion through internships.
Great.
I don't have a business name yet, but my business is to have a fashion line of dresses, and I'm qualified because I know how to do basic sewing.
Great.
My business will be about creating and making natural products that won't irritate the skin. I'm qualified because I work right now with my mentor who also has her own natural business, so I'm able to market the business the right way and know who the customers will be. I'm still thinking about a name for my business.
Great.
I don't have a business name yet, but my business is going to be me making custom keychains with Photoshop. My business is going to be me making custom keychains with Photoshop, and I'm qualified for doing it because I know how to use Photoshop, and I know how to use the printer, and I know how to use the paper cutter, and I know what type of papers I need for the keychains.
Great.
My business name is Art of the Crane. I want to sell unique and creative origami products. I'm qualified because I've had 8 years of experience learning origami. I'm a very open and creative person, so I've created my own models of origami. I'm open to new ideas, and I'm a fun, optimistic person. So like when people come and buy my things, I won't be like a down kind of person. I'll be like kind of up and beat, stuff like that.
Nice.
Not everyone stand up at once.
You all have something on your papers. You're really just standing up telling us one of those things.
I have a studio.
Dude, stand up. You're killing me.
I have a recording studio called The Basement.
What's it called?
The Basement.
Okay.
Like basement.
Nice. Up. There you go. Up. Come on, you got this.
And I got mad people that come and record.
They're mad?
Not a lot of people
Oh,
that come through and record.
great. So you know if you haven't went yet, right?
My business is going to be a jewelry company that makes custom pieces. I feel like I'm qualified for this business because I have experience with jewelry, manufacturing, sales, and computer design.
Great. We hear from everybody, right? All right. That is great. Start thinking about what qualifies you. That's one way of looking at how you're going to win. Right? What I miss? All right. So there's another way people think about decisions when they're going to make a decision for their business, for what they're doing in life, how things are going, and it's called a SWOT analysis. This is done in boardrooms every day. SWOT, SWOT analysis. So between the cost and benefits and the SWOT analysis, people are doing what they call their due diligence. Has anyone ever heard that term? Yeah? You got an idea what it means, or just have heard it?
I just heard it.
All right, take a hit.
When you do,
Oh, man.
When you do due diligence, it's kind of like doing the right thing, like a humane act of sorts, right? You do due diligence, you do the right thing.
I would say it's probably the right thing to do, but we got to get more to the meaning of what is it. All right? So due diligence, yeah, go ahead. Your hand up?
No, but I'll talk.
All right.
So,
Talking, I love to talk. I'll talk.
essentially to do right by your business.
To do right by your business? Yep. That's fair if we kind of go a little deeper. So due diligence really is just doing your research. Right? You're not going to make any major decision, spend a lot of money, invest a lot of time or resources if you don't know what it's for. When I buy a house, it's contingent on an inspection. Right? I want to do my due diligence. I don't want to just buy the house if the pipes are going to break tomorrow, or if the heater's 30 years old, or if the roof's about to cave in, right? So you want to go out and you want to really do your research and think about things like you did as the board of McDonald's. Does this make the most sense if we're going to make this decision? And in business, and particularly being an entrepreneur, we do a lot of things called calculated risk. Right? We don't just do risk without due diligence. Due diligence is another way of saying calculated risk. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to make sure this makes sense before I go off and do it. So the best business plan I've seen so far in 10 years, and I'm really trying not to be biased, I think they're all great. The best one I've ever seen, a kid was going to sell smoothies right across the street, because you can't sell them on campus because they have sugar in them. But he was going to sell smoothies before school, at lunch, after school, weekends, when there's, the basketball tournaments are going on the court outside all summer long till midnight. He's going to sell. Is that a great idea, particularly in the summer? Does that make sense? You know why it's the best business plan I ever saw? It didn't work. By the time he ran his numbers 10 different ways, he just couldn't make enough money to run a smoothie operation the way he wanted to run it. And he was pretty clear on what his mission was and his values and what he wanted to have happen. So he did his due diligence. He didn't just go out and start a smoothie company. He wrote the plan, he did his research, he got his numbers, and went, oh, okay, this probably don't make the most sense. The cost outweighs the benefits in this particular case. So we use cost and benefit, we as in businesses, we used it when we opened the spa. We had a whole SWOT analysis thing up on our dining room wall for about 6 months. We used these to analyze, is this the decision? Is this the course we should take? How is this going to look? So SWOT analysis usually looks like that. The S stands for strengths, right on. If the S stands for strengths, what do you think the W stands for? Weaknesses. I just heard it. So you're going to look at, yeah. Oh, Jody, I was just going to wait a while, right? All right. We're just not there yet, but hang on to that thought. So strengths and weaknesses, we look at our strengths and weaknesses. Do I have enough qualifiers? Do I have enough time? Do I have enough network resources, skills, and knowledge? Right? Is it feasible? Am I heavy strength in my feasibility? Then we look at our weaknesses. Do I have the experience? Maybe not. Blah, blah, blah. O. We talk about O a lot in this class. Liam wants to get the O. Opportunity. Is this a great idea? Or do I really have a great opportunity here? Anybody have an idea? All right, we got you. T. Christo. He's in the game for threats. So we look at SWOT, strengths and weaknesses. The top part, this is internal. What would I mean by that? Say that again?
It has to do with the company itself.
The company itself? What you can do, right? So internal. Either your company, when you say you, or yourself. Threats and opportunities are external. What's outside of my company or outside of my realm that I have to think about. Pass those down. This is for you three. You want to see this? Everybody have one? So look at your strengths. What are your capabilities, your unique selling points? What's your experience, your knowledge, your innovative aspect? What's your price? What's your value? Quality, resources, competitive advantage. Why you or why your company? And then the other side of that is weaknesses. What are your gaps in capabilities? What's your lack of competitive strength? Own your vulnerabilities. What are they? What's your timeline? Does it make sense for deadlines? What's your commitment? Leadership, accountability. Where are you at in that? And on the bottom, your external, market developments, competitors, trends, technology, new markets, niche target, business and product development, partnerships. What's from the outside coming in that creates this to be a great opportunity? And your threats, what's out there? Environmental aspects, effects, IT development, competition, intentions, obstacles that are going to be faced, timing, changes. So those are some things and many more to consider when you're thinking about your SWOT analysis that you're all going to end up doing here shortly. Hang on a minute, I just want to make sure we're catching everything. All right, so we think about McDonald's, right? The thing that we just did. What are some strengths that McDonald's has? Happy Meal, right? It's theirs, they have it, it's internal. They sell happiness. What would be a weakness for McDonald's? Because they use a lot of filler in their meats, so they're not 100% beef, which I think they've since changed, but there was a time. All right, anything else for a weakness for McDonald's? All right, so they have a bad reputation for their ice cream machines being broken, because everyone probably isn't, right, out of all the thousands and thousands of McDonald's, but they have a bad reputation, so you might not even go somewhere where it is working, because you already think it might not be. Okay, so that's internal. What would be an opportunity for McDonald's? We talked about it. What was one of the opportunities? To put a McDonald's up across from Wendy's. Opportunities are external. So what was one external factor you guys talked about when you did your debate? Liam?
There's 3 schools and a hospital.
Right? 3 schools and a hospital, all within that area. And what would be a threat? Wendy's, right across the street. People might be in the habit of going to Wendy's, or the market might not bear 2 fast food restaurants. All right. So with the time left, and you can see this is part of your homework, because I didn't think we'd have time to finish it. Your homework is going to be to do a SWOT analysis on your business. And I'm going to give you the last 10 minutes of class to do a SWOT analysis on your last exhibition, which was only a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago for some. What were your strengths for your exhibition internally, things you controlled? What were your weaknesses internally, things that did not get controlled? What were your opportunities from the outside? And what were the threats? So work on that. I'll come around and see where you're at and how that's going.